Now in this video we'll use the calculating functions in Excel to do a lot of our data processing, and it makes life really easy. So the first thing we're going to do over here in cell E4 is we want to calculate the volume of gas per unit of mass. So what we need to do for volume is we'll start with the equal sign, and we want to divide the volume, which is in cell 4, C4 here, and I'm just clicking on it there, and we want to divide by the mass, which I'll click on there, and hit enter, and voila, the calculation is complete. So now I've added a second formula here to calculate the uncertainty in the volume per unit mass calculation. You can use whatever formula is accepted by your teacher or is suitable for this type of calculation, and just put it in there and it will do the work for you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Excel do even more of the work for me by selecting those two calculations, grabbing that corner there, dragging them down, and now they'll be copied. And there, all of my lab calculations have been done for me in the blink of an eye. Now looking at the uncertainties, I can see that they vary a little bit, but if I round them off, the maximum value is about 0.01, which is pretty close to most of them. So I'm going to use this little button here to decrease the number of decimals and round off all of my uncertainties to 0.01. And now what I have to do is I have to do a similar rounding off for the volume over mass calculation so that the precision of the calculated value matches the precision of the uncertainty. Now we conducted 3 trials for each distance. So for the 3 10-centimeter trials, I'm going to want a mean value, and I'm going to put that in this cell right here. And Excel will calculate means or averages for you. You can use the function key here or button to insert a function. Average comes up first because it's a very common one, but if you don't know what you're looking for, you can type a description and select go and it will search for it. So I'm going to click on average, OK. And now it's asking me which numbers I want to actually take the average of. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click there because I want to take the average of the 10-centimeter trials, so these 3 values here, and then click OK. And you can see that it's calculated the average. Now you can see I've used another formula in this cell to determine the uncertainty in the mean. You can read the formula up here, and basically it's taking the maximum of those values for 10 centimeters, subtracting the minimum of those values, and then dividing by 2. So I get a nice little answer there, which I'll now round off to one significant figure, and I've got a mean with an uncertainty. Now I've copied and pasted those calculations, those formulas down into the appropriate cells, and I now have the means for each of the trials with an uncertainty, and I'm done my calculations.